Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's evening for me. It might not be evening where you're joining us from, but wherever you are joining us from, welcome back to yet another Track Titan Community Race stream. We are on the 39th Track Titan Community Race and also the penultimate race in the Track Titan Community Race Championship that's been going on this quarter of the year. Joining me, as ever, is Spitzlam. How are you doing, mate?
I'm fine. Hello, guys.
You looking forward to this one? Have you had a chance to drive this car yet, Spitzlam?
No, I started playing Euro Truck Simulator again. I was too busy playing Truck Simulator than to drive the car.
You know, you were just getting the logistics to Mugello, and these guys are driving. That's what it was.
Yes, definitely.
Driving the Pirelli truck with the tires. But yeah,
most important thing they will need
is
tires.
Exactly. You know what? That's it. There's a bit. Anyway, here we are. We're at Mugello, and as you can see, it's the Ferrari 599 XX Evo, 750 brake horsepower, Ferrari built, Ferrari engine. You know, beautiful car. It looks amazing as well, but it is a pain to drive. I can tell you that because I did have a go with this, and I did not enjoy this one at all. It just, the snap oversteer, you have to short shift out of so many corners, and the way that this track is built with so many kind of fast-flowing, high-speed corners, it's just so easy to lose the back end on this one. But one man who won't do that, of course, is Eric Madera, who we're looking at now on the cameras. We're going to jump on board with as he heads down the first straight here at Mugello in the beautiful Ferrari, as I've said, into the first corner. It's a bit of a hairpin that's going to be followed almost immediately by a left-hand bend up the hill over the crest and straight into the left-hander, then the right-hander as we head through Poggio Secco. I need to work on my Italian pronunciations quite clearly, but once again into another quick fast left right here, Materazzi into Borgo San Lorenzo, and then down the hill towards Casanova. It's a very easy place to lose it as you head down this hill now into Casanova, because if you get on the inside curb here, that back end can just step out on you because it's just a bit slippier, but as you can see, Eric Madera has managed to nail that one, transferring the way over from the left to the right as he comes through into the double right-hander of Arrabbiata 1 and 2. It was flat out when we were here last in the slightly slower, what cars was it? MX-5? That's it, Tatus. It was flat out in them, not in this car as we head down the hill into the Scaperia Palagio chicane, or well, not a chicane, it's a right-left, but it's a chicane. And then we head to yet another hairpin, the Coronchao hairpin, which is going to be followed by the quick, fast-flowing, once again, fast-flowing corners. That's kind of the name of the game at this track, the Biondetti 1 and 2, and you can just see the altitude difference as you go around the track. If you look into the hills in the distance, you can see the track winding through the Italian countryside as we head round into the final corner. It's a long, wide hairpin, and if you go on the grass like Eric Madera has done, you don't get a good time. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't do that. But round in the final corner, using the exit curb there, still as you should, and then onto the start-finish line for a lap of Mugello. Mugello, what a track. I like this circuit. I do like this circuit. I just didn't enjoy driving it in this car. But have you? Do you like this circuit, Spitzlam?
Oh, it's a great circuit. It brought us great actions on the track, and it even brought great action to F1. So
it did exactly.
I hope something interesting can happen.
I'm sure. I mean, it always does in these Track Titan races, much more than Formula 1. But it's a fantastic track, and the absolute, like I said, the altitude differences at this track make it so easy to get caught out because the braking behaviour of the car changes so much as you go throughout the lap. You never quite know whether. Well, obviously you do know because it's the same every lap, but each corner is a different story at this circuit, really. And yeah, nailing it is, especially in a car like this that's quite twitchy. It's a sign of a true master driver, and even the best get caught out, as Eric did. But of course, yeah, Mugello. Outside of Florence, I've got some things. It's outside of Florence in Italy, just about 10 miles northeast, I think. Not far from Imola either. One of the other fantastic, famous, historic Italian tracks. It's not far from it. I think it's about between Florence and Imola, so not far between them. But which is your preferred circuit out of them two, Imola or Mugello?
Imola, it has more history with F1 and these types of motorsport. It's a great track to race at as well. I like it more than Mugello altogether.
I'm very split. I'm very split. I'd like Mugello. I've raced Imola a lot more than Mugello, so I think maybe that's swaying my opinion. But I do love a good Imola race. But there we go. The timings have now finally come onto screen, and you can see that currently, as we stand, Eric Madeira is not on the pace. Maybe the camera pressure's getting to him, but he has not been able to keep up with Max Newt 7 or Ryan Skywalker, and he's currently sat 9 tenths down on the pair on Ryan, and 6.5 tenths down on Max Newt 7. And he gives Machine Drum a bit of love there as he comes through into the Materazzi corner. But Ryan looking to be on form. Eric was in the server a lot longer than anyone today. He was hot lapping from about 6:15 when I joined the server, so he's been getting ready for this one. He really has, and well, it's not paid off so far. Let's see if he can manage to get in a good lap before the end of qualifying. But as it stands now, Ryan Skywalker has the front foot, eh?
Well, he definitely does. As you said, every corner on this track has history. Not even the corners, even the main straight has its history, which is
it does. It does every corner.
Iconic.
Every corner of this track is etched in history. So it should give us some. It should give us some good action. You would hope, wouldn't you? Fingers crossed, eh?
I would definitely hope. I can see people have. I heard the tires are going to be a lot of struggle for everyone. That's what I heard. The back tires a lot. This wheel, this car has a lot of backspin.
It does, yeah. It really does struggle with some rear wheel spin. This car, and was one of the drivers managed to get themselves a puncture in the practice?
Yes, buffed up.
I didn't even realise that was possible, but there we go. Buffed up, pushing the boundaries. I'm not sure how many laps that's going to take to bring in. I don't think it should affect us in this race. Only 15 minutes. It shouldn't be enough laps, surely, but it'd surely be interesting if that was something that did happen in the race, and you know, a leader got a puncture and ended up taking themselves out of the race. We'll see. It could happen.
The leader might not, but if a backmarker goes to the gravel, pushes the tires to the limit, and goes once to the gravel, I think they can pop a puncture.
That's actually very true. That is very true. As we've seen many times in the past, the backmarkers can be the difference between winning and losing a race for some of the faster drivers up at the front. And Battle the man to watch out for.
Also, with these cars being drifty, the braking, I don't know why, but the braking on almost every of the Ferrari is weird. It just feels it doesn't have that much brakes.
It does. You know what? I think I agree. This car especially, it's one of them where you just step on the brakes and nothing happens for a little while. It takes a lot to slow down. I think it's a... You know, I'm not sure what it is. It's not a race car, is it? Technically, these are just one of them track cars, I think, aren't they?
It is a track car. It's not street legal.
Yeah.
So
it's built for hot lapping. So that means that it's been okay for the guys this week, as they've been hot lapping all through the week in this car, but not so great in the race. Maybe we'll see. Maybe it'll just come into its own in the race, and everyone's going to enjoy themselves. I mean. I don't know. Time is going to tell. But 30 seconds left in qualifying, and currently Eric Madeira not putting up a fight against Ryan Skywalker up at the front on provisional pole currently with a 148.435. So, of course, as well, I haven't even mentioned the championship. I've got so ahead of myself talking about Mugello and the car. I haven't even mentioned the championship, so I'll quickly go over it because at the head of the championship, of course, it's Eric Madeira in the lead of the championship, 10 points clear of Ryan Skywalker. We've got 2 races today, which means that could easily change. 1 DNF from either of these drivers, and the other driver's going to be away and clear. So there's 10 points between first and second, but there's also another battle going on for third. There's 10 points between Michelle Rodriguez and Henry Comsey for third position. Sorry, is that third position? Yeah. So that's to fight for as well. So the final podium position in the championship, of course, up for grabs, and the top spot as it has been for the last like 3 races, is very tightly contested and still up for grabs. And this, of course, the penultimate race in the first quarter of the first championship. So we've got 2 races today, 2 races next week, this time next week on Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see how this championship turns out. It's all for grabs, and looking at the leaderboard, it's getting exciting. I hope next season brings the same amount of excitement as this one has.
Oh, we can just hope. That's all we can do right now.
Exactly, and these drivers know. These drivers know how to battle and how to give us some entertainment, no doubt. So I'm sure we can expect more of it. The last couple drivers are going to come across the line. I think Eric Tremendera might be at the back of a 3-person pack now. This is not going to do his hot lap times any favours, but he is going to manage to make it across the line. I think he managed to get through before the finish flag. However, oof, it won't be an improvement on these lap time this time around, surely, because says there, obviously with his own right to a qualifying lap, but Eric, the faster driver coming through, just Eric says causing a little bit of chaos there. Michel Rodriguez putting himself into 4th position there with a 1:49.369. So just putting himself above Henry Comsey, and that might be a decider in their championship battle for 3rd position in the leaderboard. Henry Comsey's going to be looking to gain that position back, of course, into the first corner, but we'll see how long he can carry that on for. And we are fading out. There's no time left. We're going to go into the race. Next session, it's race time. So we managed to get a full grid. I didn't think we'd have a full grid, to be perfectly honest with you, coming into this race. It was very quiet until about 10 minutes before kickoff, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It was weird.
But, well, nonetheless, we have a full grid, but that is a full grid full of a lot of newer drivers and drivers that aren't quite familiar with Track Titan. I think we get some public drivers in here every week. So they could cause some chaos. Of course, they've got no idea the championship is going on. So,
I think the line where we know people ends after look this scam. They're just people we don't know. Besides the 2 of us.
Yeah. So 15th to 20th, looking like the ones to cause the chaos. We'll see, though. Fingers crossed for those at the front that they don't get caught up in any chaos that they don't need to be, because this championship fight needs to stay alive for 1st and 2nd and for 3rd and 4th. 20 drivers on the grid, 6 red lights on above them. The lights go out very quickly there. There's a driver in the back that's already gone around. The chaos has already begun in that bottom 5. But nonetheless, the drivers up at the front are still safe and they're still going away. And Ryan Skywalker has managed to get the best start of everyone. He's leading into the first corner. He's away and clear of Max Newt 7. But Eric Tremendera is attacking Max Newt 7 into the first corner. And Eric Tremendera's got some oversteer and he's in the gravel. Eric Tremendera's been put into the gravel. I think he went a little bit too deep into the first corner there. Got a little bit of a love tap from Max Newt 7 and went round into the first corner. So Eric Tremendera now down in 18th position, and that could be a deciding moment in the championship fight. We'll see how it goes for Ryan Skywalker further on. Henry Comsey's managed to get himself up past Michel Rodriguez. That's because Michel Rodriguez has been spun around. So Michel Rodriguez in the gravel, and once again, another potentially deciding moment in the championship fight for 3rd position. Henry Comsey's going to be very happy to see that, because he's up in 3rd position in the race and also in the championship as it stands. Max Newt 7 managed to hold on to 2nd position all the way through. That clean driving from him there. Henry Comsey all over the curbs on the exit there. So the top 3 very stable for now. But Isaac Gab, Brigida Hernandez, Bathtub and Diogo Texera are all battling away. It's good to see Diogo back. I don't think we saw him last week or the week before, so good to see him back and fighting. Although I might be wrong there.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Thank you for the sanity check there. But up at the looking at the battle currently for 4th position, it's a 4-way battle, but it does snake back even further than that. Brigida Hernandez looking up the inside of Isaac Gard into the hairpin here, round the right-hander into the snaky S's section now. Isaac Gard manages to hold on all the way around the outside, and Brigida Hernandez sticks with 5th position for now. Bathtub, meanwhile, battling just behind them, looking to gain some positions from these 2 coming together, or these 2 having some chaos. Brigida Hernandez up the inside of Isaac Gard into the final hairpin. He's managed to get himself well through on Isaac Gard into the final hairpin there, and he's away and clear by the time they start the final straight. He's in 4th position now, and Isaac Gard does not seem to have the answers back to him. So at the end of your first lap, it's Ryan Skywalker from Max Newt 7, from Henry Comsey, Brigida Hernandez, and Isaac Gard, your top 5. So the big drama, I guess, is Michel Rodriguez and Eric Tremendera getting entangled, eh?
Yeah, I think that's the big news.
It is. Did you manage to
Just
see what happened for Eric Shimandera there? We didn't have a fantastic angle on the stream.
I saw it. He went wide, and then like I think someone crashed. How you said into Magnus, and he got bumped out onto the gravel in turn 1.
Turn 1. The turn 1
Carnage.
graveyard claims another victim, doesn't it? It happens every time. It happens every time. But the ones that didn't get caught up in that have been reaping the benefits. Ryan Skywalker, Max Newton, Henry Comsey flying away at the front, the top 3. And then now Bathtub and Isaac Gard are battling away for 5th position. Heading down the Casanova Cervelli hill into Ariata 1 and 2. You've got 2 right-handers here before a little bit of a chicane. Bathtub, Isaac Gard, Eric Shimandera. Oh, it's Eric Shimandera at the back of him. I didn't even realise Eric Shimandera has managed to already catch up to the back of this pack. All the way down from 18th position. He's fought his way back and he's on the back of Bathtub now. And I'm sure he's going to make light work of him because he's absolutely snapping his exhaust right now. They're side by side as they head into the Corranchao hairpin. Round the hairpin, the switchback performed by Eric Shimandera, picture perfect. Bathtub sent to the outside, Eric Shimandera on the inside. He's a half a car length ahead, he's a full car length ahead by the time they get into Beyond Dead 2-1. And Eric Shimandera is away and through, up into 6th position, chasing down now Isaac Gard and chasing down that all the elusive points he can. Oh, but Bathtub with the send of the century right up the inside of Eric Shimandera. No one saw that coming, least of all Eric Shimandera, and he's really been caught unawares there. Bathtub is through, back on Eric Shimandera. What a move into the final corner there. That was a beautiful send, but Eric Shimandera is fighting back, and he's away. He's ahead. He's not ahead. He's alongside. Oh, and they've come together, and Bathtub's in the wall. Eric Shimandera continues as normal. Bathtub's been sent into the wall. Oh, Bathtub comes back onto the track and collides with Eric Shimandera. And Bathtub is in the gravel on the first corner. Eric Shimandera has been sent round. He's rejoining the track now behind Michelle Rodriguez, who's gained 2 positions as a result of that. And there's absolute drama in the battle for 6th position. Eric Shimandera with a battered and bruised Ferrari rejoins in 7th position. Bathtub rejoins in 9th. And wow, drama. That, you know what, that was just, Bathtub was on the grass, and there's no brakes on the grass, is there? You can't do anything.
There's no brakes. No. As we said in qualifying, there are almost no brakes on the freaking tarmac, so there are absolutely no brakes. Nothing on the grass. Bathtub could do nothing to stop that hit.
He was just a passenger, wasn't he? And you know what I think happened there? I think, of course, as you come down the straight at Mugello, there's a bit of a kink, actually, as you come down the straight. It's not quite straight, is it? And I have an inclination that happened is that maybe Bathtub didn't realise this, and Eric Shimandera moved across, and then they came together, and Bathtub ended up in the wall. He was on the grass, and he was just a passenger then, wasn't he?
No, but Eric had a lot of space. I think Eric could have gone straight. Even Bathtub was on the edge of the road, so they both could have gone straight. So that was an unnecessary crash by Eric Shimandera, I think. If we observe it a little bit more.
But, well, fortunately, both drivers didn't come off too badly after that, did they? Eric Shimandera in 8th position, Bathtub in 7th position, Bathtub in 9th. Bit of a timing bug there for Diogo Texera. He didn't suddenly gain 7 positions. Don't worry about that.
That would be weird.
But yeah, Diogo Texera and Michelle Rodriguez, both big gainers thanks to that chaos. Both of them just keeping the lines clean, managed to both... well, Diogo Texera gained a position. Michelle gained 2. And so Michelle's up to 6th position now, on the hunt for Isaac Gard, but also running away from the snapping jaws of Eric Shimandera. And maybe some old jokes will reappear, but we'll see if that's going to happen soon.
No.
But
No.
I'm going to jump back slightly to the battle for 10th position, because Jeffrey Kutanda is running away from Nicholas Barrion. But for how long? Because we know that Nicholas Barrion is a very fast driver and is going to be able to catch up with one of these newer drivers. I've never seen Jeffrey Kutanda before. Newer driver, but is doing well in 10th position. But, you know, we know what Nicholas is like, and we know that he's won races in the past. So he should hope to fight his way through as he head down the Cervelli hairpin, taking a bit of a slow, bit of a compromised line there. Potentially he's got some damage. His car does look very battered and bruised, but that could not be playing an effect. It could be playing an effect. I'm not entirely sure. But it's all quite calm, isn't it? There's not too many battles going on right now.
There's not. It's all calmed down. That's weird.
Yeah, it is funny, isn't it? But nonetheless, there is a little bit of tightness up at the front. Ryan Skywalker and Max Newt separated only by a second and a bit. Not sure if Max is going to have the answers to Ryan Skywalker. They're both lapping at a very, very similar time. Ryan, last lap, was actually about a second slower than Max Newt, so I'm not sure whether he had a bit of an incident there. He might have had a bit of a back end stepping out, but he lost about a second to Max Newt that last time, and that's why Max is now within that second and a half gap, but it's quickly opening back up as Ryan puts the pedal down and tries to keep his championship hopes alive. And speaking of the championship, as it stands, yeah, Ryan currently, I think, would be in the lead, wouldn't he?
Well, Ryan is in the lead currently, so...
Coming into this race, Eric was 10 points ahead of Ryan.
Wait...
Yeah, so coming into this race, Eric was 10 points ahead of Ryan Skywalker. But as it stands right now, with the community race...
Yeah, here. Yes, I see it. It's confusement.
You're not confusing it with the hot lap challenge, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the hot lap leaderboard, different leaderboards, but just trying to get up the actual time, the actual points. So yeah, as it stands, Ryan Skywalker would be awarded 25 points for this race. Eric Mandera would be only awarded 6. So currently, there's a gap of 9 points sat between the drivers as they head through the 6 minutes left in this race. Who's that spinning in front of them?
I don't know.
It's a back marker. Fortunately, it's a back marker. It's Carafea rejoining the circuit there. Struggling to activate this car. Really struggling to get it back on track. Hopefully, they don't get cause too much chaos for the drivers up at the front. Not managing to get any incidents there, so we're okay. But yeah,
crashed. Classic.
Big.
And I'm sorry, I need to cut you off. But Michelle Rodriguez is taking off Isaac Guard, taking a nice turn through Bussine onto the main straight and trying to drag down the main straight if it's possible. But Isaac Guard has more speed. Michelle trying to get a little bit of slipstream. Here's the game that you are talking about. Getting to the first turn side by side, nothing can happen. Michelle goes round the outside and takes the position Alex Albon style.
What a move. What a move from Michelle Rodriguez there. I'm glad you brought my attention to that because I would have completely missed that. But that was a beautiful move from Michelle Rodriguez around the outside of the first corner, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It was like Alex Albon.
It was. Yeah, definitely. Another driver's off just ahead of them there. But it's Carafea once again really, really struggling with this car. But Eric Mandera is on the back of this battle now, isn't he? He's caught up to them all. And with Carafea in amongst them, the driver that's at the back of the pack and currently at the front of this pack of 4, he could cause some chaos in this battle for 5th position. Michelle Rodriguez is at the front, Isaac Gard and Eric Mandera battling away. Carafea rejoins the track. Isaac Gard manages to avoid him. Eric Mandera manages to avoid him as well. Oh, and Eric Mandera up the inside of Isaac Gard. That was a robust maneuver, Eric.
He shows his elbows.
I think there was more than elbows in there.
Big.
That wasn't an elbow.
That
was a sledgehammer. That was a sledgehammer to Isaac Gard's head. But he's through. Unfortunately, Isaac Gard hasn't been damaged or span out too much there. And Eric Mandera is just going to take that position and try and clamber back any hopes for the championship. But I think Isaac Gard won't be too happy with that one. That was a bit of a dodgy maneuver there. But nonetheless, we still race and they are still going. And there's 2 battles going on, 5th and 6th. Eric Mandera catching up with Michelle Rodriguez and Brigida Hernandez catching up quickly to the back of Henry Comsey. Henry Comsey, of course, looking to gain 10 points in this race weekend, weekday, on Michelle Rodriguez for 3rd position in the championship. As it stands, Henry, what's Henry going to get in 3rd position? 15 points. Michelle is going to get 10. So, lowering the gap by 5 points in this first race. If it can stay as it is, if Michelle Rodriguez loses a position to Eric Mandera, then Henry Comsey is going to be an even happier boy. He's finished. They're always happy. So, nonetheless. But
interesting fact: we are 3 minutes into the race, and we already have 6 people who just left.
Yeah, we've had. Well, make that 7. 7 casualties,
7.
but mostly, I think mostly just. What was it we had? I think there's another person's just left now. But the thing is, mostly, oh no, you are right. You are 6. Most of them were the chaotic open lobby individuals that we mentioned earlier on that weren't contributing to the championship, and we were worried that would get involved in the championship. Unfortunately, all of the mistakes that have been made by our championship contenders have been their own fault, and they've all been plonkers. So we got no one to blame.
You have been right. It's 7.
7 with the one driver just rejoining, going to be joining in the pits. So we'll see if they rejoin the track and rejoin the race soon. But the current race going on with 1 minute and 50 left in this race is Eric Madera and Michelle Rodriguez. Eric Madera, well, I mean, both these drivers are both looking to get the most amount of points possible because, of course, Eric Madera's got a championship lead to protect, and Michelle Rodriguez has got a 3rd place to protect. So they're both in the same position here. Both these drivers don't want to lose out on any points possible, but they're going to be battling tooth and nail for that 5th position. Because that is going to get them the most points they possibly can. I don't think either of them are going to be able to catch up to 4th now, with 10 seconds between Michelle and 4th placed Brigido Hernandez, who himself is trying to catch up to Henry Comsey. So the best case scenario for Michelle here would be Brigido getting past Henry and him defending like a lion from Eric Tremendera all the way to the line. With only 1 minute and a lap left, where's Ryan Skywalker on the track right now? He's round at the top end of the track. Scaparia into Pelagio, into Corinthiao, and looks like we're going to get 2 more laps when Ryan Skywalker crosses the line. So plenty of time for Eric Tremendera to make an attack, and plenty of time for Michelle Rodriguez to be looking in his mirror and panicking. Do you think the panic is going to set in anytime soon, Switzerland?
Doesn't seem like it. Michelle can handle things under pressure a lot. He's an experienced track titan racer, so
he can. He is.
Will not crack under the pressure.
That's
No
full
way he
faith.
can.
That's full faith, and I agree. We've seen it time and time again. Michelle Rodriguez is a man that can drive under pressure, and even with a driver like Eric Madera. Oh, Ryan Skywalker. Ryan Skywalker. No, don't worry. It's a timing glitch. It's a timing glitch. Once again, I have been fooled.
But that's Assetto Corsa. It was for Assetto Corsa because I saw it as well.
I've been fooled by Assetto Corsa, which is listing Ryan Skywalker as a lap down, which is not true, ladies and gentlemen. He's still lapping in 1st place.
It says he is 6 now. What the? It's now 7.
We've got timing issues, but that's actually exactly the same as F1. F1 had their timing issues this weekend. But we'll leave it. I'm sure it'll update itself when they come across to complete the to put themselves onto the final lap, which will be the next time round. And the clock is now ticked down to 0. And Michelle Rodriguez now has a lap and a half to defend from Eric Tremendera. But Eric Tremendera, the big pull, he's got Swedish meatballs on his mind. He wants to go to IKEA, and he's hunted down Michelle Rodriguez as they head down the hill through Savelli, through Casanova, through Savelli, into Arrabbiata 1 and 2, into the double right-hander. Eric Tremendera gaining on Michelle Rodriguez, but then losing a bit of time each time. He kind of gains and loses. I'm not sure if the damage that he's sustained after his collision with Bathtub is affecting him at all, but he's just not able to manage to keep that gap to Michelle Rodriguez down, is he?
Oh, he is not. But also, Brigido Hernandez is chasing Henry Comsey for 3rd place. The timings are... it's really hard to follow this all.
It is, of course.
Eric,
actually,
there are 2 battles right now.
Yeah, there are. There are two battles in a line. 3rd and 4th. And 5th and 6th on the road. Ryan Skywalker, of course, timing just bugged. He's actually still circulating in 1st position. I'm not sure whether the game will automatically award that or whether that's something that we're going to have to sort out. But one thing that has been sorted out right there is Eric Tremendera up past Michelle Rodriguez into the final corner, up into 5th position on the road. And Michelle Rodriguez is going to have to try and slip behind Eric Tremendera for all the slipstream that he can to try and gain all the time possible, because he doesn't want to give up this position, of course, because every point counts, especially when Henry Comsey, his championship rival, is up ahead of him. And Michelle Rodriguez is well up the inside of the 1st corner, and he's braked way too deep. Way too deep, and he's in the sand trap, making sandcastles, and Isaac Gard might potentially catch up to him very soon if Michelle Rodriguez can't get the tyres reactivated after that lovely trip into the sand. And it cools down the tyres, it gets the tyres dirty. It's so hard to drive a car when it's been into the gravel trap, so Michelle Rodriguez is going to be fighting an uphill battle now into the final lap, isn't he?
Oh yeah, it's the final lap.
It is, exactly. It's the final lap. So, well, with that battle seemingly tapered away with Eric Mandera up into 5th position on the road, Brigida Hernandez and Henry Comsey here, your two drivers battling for 3rd position on the road. It's very hard to follow with this timing bug, but they're battling for 3rd position on the road. Brigida Hernandez chasing down Henry Comsey. There's only 2 tenths between them. Brigida Hernandez looking to make a move at the inside, but Henry Comsey moves to the inside and defends valiantly into the Corintial hairpin as they go through into Biondetti 1 and 2. I'm going to have to jump back to Ryan Skywalker as he crosses the line very soon. He's coming around the final corner now. But these two, they're locking horns and they can't be split. Ryan Skywalker's coming down the start-finish straight to finish his race. We're going to jump quickly back to Brigida Hernandez and Henry Comsey because this battle could have another twist yet. They're going around the final corner. Who's going to have the better run off the final corner into the start line? Oh, Brigida Hernandez has got a fantastic run on Henry Comsey now, and he's catching him, but he's not catching him quite fast enough. He's trying to slip behind for any slipstream he can, but he's just not got the pace to get him towards the line, and they cross the line 3rd and 4th on the time, and 3rd and 4th on the road. So your winner for this race, official winner, and I know the timing doesn't show it, but this is just a bug. Ryan Skywalker is the winner of this race. Bathtub and Diego Texera having a battle. Did you see that one?
No, I just looked at the timing tabs and I just saw Diego in, and I jumped there and Diego was in the gravel, so I think Bathtub might have bumped Diego into the gravel.
Another pair of drivers coming to blows on the final lap of the race, but nonetheless, they're finishing the same order that they entered the final lap in. Bathtub behind Diego Texera this time round. So yeah, there we go. End of the first race. Ryan Skywalker does win this race despite the timing tower glitch. Max Newt 7 is in 2nd. Henry Comsey is in 3rd. Brigida Hernandez in 4th. Eric Madera in 5th. Michelle Rodriguez in 6th. Isaac Gardner 7th. Nicolas Barrion in 8th. Diogo Texera comes home in 9th position after a bump with Bathtub, who finishes in 10th. El Ripo just outside the points in 11th. And then Luktiscam rounding out the grid in 12th position. Not a fantastic showing for Luktiscam, who is a faster driver than that. He must have just had a bit of a cursed day. However, this timing glitch, is Ryan Skywalker going to start on pole for the next race?
With Michelle... Wait, what? I don't know what's happening. Wait, why is Ryan in the sand? What is happening?
Assetto Corsa strikes again. Assetto Corsa strikes again. Looks like that timing glitch might have sorted itself out. It might have ruined Ryan's entire race. We don't know. We're going to wait and see. He did finish in 1st place of that race, so that's good points for him ahead of Eric Mandera, even if he has been ruined this time around. We'll see. It might update itself soon.
He's not on the leaderboard.
He's on the live timing leaderboard on the website. We'll see. We'll see. They're going to set off nonetheless, and we'll see how this goes. Assetto Corsa might have worked its magic for a bit of chaos. But here we go. 6 red lights on. El Ripo is on pole position for this race, and he sets off and he gets a decent start there. El Ripo in the yellow Ferrari, but Bathtub and Diogo Texera hounding him down already into the first bend, in the first kink of this not so straight. But Bathtub is holding, El Ripo is holding on to the lead into the first corner, but Diogo Texera makes a move up the inside of El Ripo there. Fantastic move for Diogo Texera to take the head of the pack there. Isaac Gard gets a little bit of a touch and gets all over the grass. Bathtub and Isaac Gard are going together. Oh, and Isaac Gard's in the gravel. He's been placed into the gravel just ever so gently. And there's another driver falling down the order. It's Luktiscam, and it's Nicolas Barrion who's also got caught up in that battle. So a bit of chaos on the first corner once again. Where did Ryan Skywalker end up in all of this?
He left.
Ryan Skywalker's disconnected from the server. I don't know what's happened to him. Whether his day has been ruined.
Seems like it.
Ryan Skywalker's day has been ruined by a classic Assetto Corsa bug. We'll have to see. Maybe some judicial undertakings might have to be done here for the sake of the championship. But I mean, you know, it's all part of Assetto Corsa.
And Diego is on the grass.
All over the grass.
I'm sorry, but Diego was on the grass, and Bathtub takes the lead. the first time he is holding the lead in a track titan race. Let's see if he can keep it to the end. Henry Comte is getting really close to El Ripo. There's a giant train of people. Henry goes and overtaken El Ripo. El Ripo doing a mistake.
Bathtub's in the
Bathtub doing
gravel.
a mistake. And there's a giant thing. There is a giant scramble. There is Bathtub, Diego. Bathtub and Diego spun both.
They did.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, the pair of them, first and second, span
I
out on
cursed him.
the hairpin. We give him the
El
commentators
Ripo-
curse.
El
Oh.
Ripo was on the grass on the final turn. What is happening?
These drivers are not able to control these cars. I told you they were very hard cars to control, and it's proven to be very true in this race round. Henry Comsey is at the head of the pack. He's leading now by 1.8 seconds from Michel Rodriguez. His championship third place contender. Henry Comsey, of course, finished well ahead of Michel Rodriguez in the first race, so he's going to be hoping to hold on to this lead from Michel Rodriguez. But if Michel can manage to get this lead off Henry, he can manage to gain back some valuable points to defend that third position from the mad Finn, the flying Finn.
But Eric is flying through the field as well. He wants that 25 positions. 25 points, I'm sorry. He wants the 25 points.
He does indeed. Eric Madera is looking to get as many points as he possibly can, with Ryan Skywalker really struggling in it. Well, he's not in this race. His PC is gone. So Ryan Skywalker looking to not be in this race, really falling a cropper to the classic issue with esports, in that these things just happen. It's like a car breaking down, you know. It's just a DNF. So Eric Madera is going to look to try and capitalise as much as he can and extend that gap out at the head of the field. Of course, he lost a few points in that first race with Ryan Skywalker finishing in first, but a good position now from Eric Madera is going to put some serious daylight between himself and Ryan, isn't it?
Brigido making a clean move on El Ripo through... I don't know the name of that turn, actually. I'm not going to try. I think
up into 5th position as they head through the S. He's managed to get himself ahead of El Ripo, who has managed to get himself to stay on the black stuff this time round and hasn't thrown it away quite yet. But we'll see if he can hold off Isaac Gard, who's on the attack now in 7th position, trying to get himself up into 6th position at the expense of El Ripo. Looking at the timings as they come across the line, the fastest driver on track right now is, of course, Eric Madera, hunting down the top two, hunting down Michel Rodriguez and Henry Comsey. But Max Newt 7's not far behind, and all this, and they could become battling very soon, and that could lose them some serious time to Henry Comsey. So Eric Madera is going to look to make a swift and clean move on Michel Rodriguez to get himself up into 2nd position and chase down Henry. But as we saw last time round, that's much easier said than done when it's a driver like Michel Rodriguez, who managed to hold off Eric Madera right up until the last lap of the race, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like the good old times.
It is. Indeed, exactly it is. But it's a nice 3-kart battle here as they head through the double right-hander here and back up the hill. Look at the... I love the... it's like driving in the country hills. Heading back down the hill once again into the right-hander, into the left-hander. The gaps between Eric Madera and Max Newt and Michel Rodriguez all coming down, all under a second. Ryan Skywalker is just about getting himself back into the server now. The mechanics have fixed his car. But he's going to be starting 3 laps down, I think, so not much chance of points for Ryan Skywalker here, even if he does rejoin the track, which he does, and he's in the first corner now. Isaac Gard has managed to get himself up past El Ripo. El Ripo, where are you? In the gravel once again. Losing out to Diogo Teixeira. So Diogo Teixeira is up also in 7th position, capitalising on El Ripo. If El Ripo keeps this up, then Ryan Skywalker could get some points in, because he's just jumped into 1st position on the leaderboard.
What?
These timing graphics are really struggling today. I've never had it like this before, but it must be something about this track.
My timing graphic is okay. It still says that Ryan is 14th. So
he is, and he's a lap down. So Ryan's got some serious catching up to do. He's going to have to be preying on some others' downfall if he wants to get even 1 point from this race. There could be some downfall though in the top 4, because look at these 4 drivers. 4 of the fastest drivers in Track Titan Community Race history going head-to-head, all line astern in these Ferraris heading down the hill now. We're here at Mugello. Henry Comsey at the head of the pack with Michelle Rodriguez in second. Eric Zamandera middle of your screen right now in the black Darth Zamandera livery. And then Max Newt 7 rounding out the top 4 here. Just a little bit off the back of Eric Zamandera, but definitely within attacking range very soon if he can keep this up and catch up to Michelle Rodriguez and Henry Comsey in turn. Is this going to be a defense of the century from Michelle Rodriguez, or is this going to be easy pickings for Eric Zamandera, do you think?
Well, Eric, if he puts the belt on Mello, he can definitely catch Eric and catch Michelle and overtake him. But also Michelle defends like a lion, like a true Swede should. So it's going to be a hard race for Eric.
Oof, and that's not going to help you, Eric. Going off the track there onto the grass, that's not going to gain you any time, and that's going to mucky up your tyres and make it harder to get the traction down on the, especially as you're exiting this corner, a vital corner at Mugello Circuit, to get as the best run you possibly can onto the start-finish straight. Michelle Rodriguez managed to gain like about 10th from that, and he's also gaining on Henry Comsey. And well, Michelle Rodriguez does not want to be passed by Eric Zamandera because that's going to drop him even further back behind Henry Comsey. Michelle Rodriguez only wants to move forward from here, because Henry is going to be gaining some serious points in Michelle Rodriguez. I think, if my maths are correct, he's going to be ahead if it finishes like this.
I don't know, I'm not the math guy for this.
There would have been 3 points. Yeah, he would be ahead by about 4 points if it finishes like this, but I don't think it's going to finish like this. I'm calling it now. We've got 6 minutes, 52 seconds left, plus 1 lap, of course. Michelle Rodriguez begins his attack on Henry Comsey for first position. He's swerving left to right as they head down the hill now, but Eric Zamandera managed to gain a little bit through there, heading down the hill, got the better line of the two, and he's sniffing up the inside of Michelle Rodriguez as they head into the first right-hander of Arrabbiata 1, and then through Arrabbiata 2 now, back up the hill, over the crest and down the hill into Scarperia, and Michelle Rodriguez is suddenly switched from attacking Henry Comsey to defending like a madman, because Eric Zamandera is hungry, and he's trying to get ahead of Michelle Rodriguez now and get that first position and get all the points he possibly can in the championship battle. Now, the driver at the back of this pack as well, Max Newt 7, is still in the fight for third position. He's a bit further away, but he's still in the fight for it. He's not too far behind Henry Comsey coming into this race. Trying to think where we were. Max Newt 7 was... Well, yeah, he was 57 points off. So not quite in the fight, actually. Much further away than I thought, so you'll have to excuse that. But he's definitely in the fight for fourth position in this race. Michelle Rodriguez still defending like an absolute lion from Eric Zamandera. But for how long? 5 minutes, 38 seconds, plus 1 lap left to go. Into the first corner. Michelle Rodriguez manages to defend from Eric Zamandera for one more time, but Eric Zamandera not quite taking an attacking line there. Where do you think the move is going to be made here? My bet's on the first corner.
The first corner? The Arrabbiata is a good
place.
Henry
Comsey's off!
Well.
Henry Comsey went off on the exit of the third corner there of Poggio Secco, and he's gone off the track, and he's almost collided with Eric Zamandera there.
Eric was off as well.
Yep, Eric went off there, and Max Newt 7's up into third position, so the chaos continues up at the front. I told you it wouldn't finish like that. Eric Zamandera now down into fourth position and well off the back of the pack now. I'm not sure what happened with Henry Comsey there. I think he got a bit of oversteer coming out of the Poggio Secco corner. Got on the grass. Michelle Rodriguez managed to get it past him very, very cleanly and through up into first position, which is a place that he definitely wants to be to keep his third place hopes alive. But Henry Comsey rejoins in second position, almost comes together with Eric Zamandera, and they both go off the track a little bit. And well, yeah, like you said, Eric Zamandera off the track rejoining in fourth position. Did you get a better view of that than me, Switzerland? What happened there?
Oh, well, how you said that Henry was rejoining, then Eric met Henry at a corner and he couldn't break in time, so he just went off.
That's just how it goes. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, and I think it's one of them racing incidents. But the man that's happiest in all amongst this is Michelle Rodriguez, up into first position, ahead of Henry Comsey, Max Newt 7. And Eric Zamandera, the four that are all battling for the lead, although Eric Zamandera...
Oh. He went off again?
I think he went off again into the final corner. I think he went
Yeah,
to build
seems
some
like it.
sandcastles in the final corner. So Eric Mandera, it's deciding that a beach holiday is more of his thing. Goes and builds some sandcastles in the final corner, and Brigido Hernandez moves through up into 4th position. So we'll be happy with that, gaining some good points there. Brigido, in 7th position in the leaders board, currently he's definitely going to move up after today after his fantastic performance. Oh no, sorry, where's Brigido? I can't find him on the leaderboard. Never mind. I was reading the wrong leaderboard. Getting too confusing here. I'm getting distracted as well by championship points. Let's focus on what's on the track, and what is on the track is this three-way battle. Still up at the front of the pack, Henry Comsey, Max Newt 7, and Michelle Rodriguez all battling for first position. It could at the end of this race, 3 minutes plus 1 lap left. Any of these drivers could be in first, or none of them, to be honest with you, the way that it's been going. Michelle Rodriguez there getting all over the exit curb and getting all over the grass on the exit of the corner, and Henry Comsey's capitalised on that and managed to close right up to the back of Michelle Rodriguez. He's within 0.2 of a second now. Gap forming, gap disappearing. It's too tight to call between these drivers, but Henry Comsey and Michelle Rodriguez, two of these drivers battling for 3rd position in the championship, fighting tooth and nail. Henry Comsey got the better finish in the first race, so he's going to have some viable points over Michelle Rodriguez coming into this race. So Michelle Rodriguez is going to hope to hold on to this first position for as long as possible, but I don't think it's going to be for long if Henry Comsey can make a move stick. Not going to make the move stick this time round. Potentially the move is going to happen into the first corner because Henry Comsey looks determined to make the move. He's flashing Michelle Rodriguez down the start-finish straight, trying to put him off, trying to say, I'm coming past, make way for me, the flying Finn. And Michelle Rodriguez says, no.
Not today.
Not
Not
today,
big man.
And it still doesn't happen today. Michelle Rodriguez holds on to first position for yet another corner. 1 minute 42 now remaining. I think we might just squeeze out 3 laps here. Potentially, it's going to be very tight, but it might just be 2 more laps. We'll see when they come across the line next time round, whether it's a final lap or whether it's 2 more laps. But Henry Comsey, that little lunge there into the first corner's cost him, and now Max Newt 7's right up onto the back of him. Is Max a finish? I think Max is finished as well, isn't he?
Wait, yeah, Max is finished.
So 2 Finns going up against each other, fighting for the Raikkonen crown of overtaking, but neither of them winning out right now because neither of them have particularly done much overtaking today. So through the double right-handers once again of Arrabbiata 1 and 2, back up the hill, back down over the crest and down the hill, through Scarperia, through Palagio. Henry Comsey in 2nd position, still not able to find a way past Michelle Rodriguez for 1st position. The man that was in 3rd, was battling for 2nd, Eric Mandera, dropped down the order, and behind Brigido Hernandez, he's hunting down Brigido now. 2 black Ferraris line astern. I'm not sure. Do you think Brigido is going to hold on for another lap here?
Oh, Brigido definitely can hold on. He got his first win in the first track Titan race he ever raced in, so he's got a chance to difference from Ericsson Mandera.
He definitely does.
Got a chance.
And it does look like we're going to have 2 more laps as the drivers are going to come across the line and just manage to clinch. Yep, they're going to manage to clinch 2 more laps here. Because the clock has not yet run down. So 2 more laps of battling. 2 more laps for the battle for 1st, 2nd and 3rd. 2 more laps for the battle for 4th and 5th. And there is a couple more battles further back as Diogo Teixeira is looking to make a move on Igor Bogdanov. But that's for 10th position. That's for 1 solitary point in the championship. But that could be an important point for Diogo as he's returned to the Community Race Series. I'm going to stick to the front though and try and keep track of it. I'm in a bit of a mad state today. All this driving. It's all this driving. They're 3 line astern drivers. You've got 2 laps left, boys. Just chill out and make a move into the final corner. That's the way to do it, and then you don't get passed once again. But they're still driving around, taking the same kind of lines. 3 red Ferraris. Henry Comsey definitely getting a better line down the hill there, but losing out a little bit as they come down into the crunching slight uphill at the bottom. Round the right-hander, first right-hander, round the second right-hander, up and over the crest as they come into another right-hander. You guessed it, another right-hander. Then into the left. Just to try to track now because these drivers are just doing hot laps at this point. They're just doing hot laps.
They're just using the advantage of the slipstream. This is qualifying now. Welcome.
This is. And speaking of qualifying, Ryan Skywalker down in 13th position puts in the fastest lap of the race. Still a lap down, still battling with Igor Bogdanov, but of course a lap down on him. So just a bit of fun for Ryan Skywalker today, really, after his terrible technical misfortune at the start of the race meant that he did not start.
And Max, I'm sorry for interrupting, but Max, taking your advice and taking the final turn and getting in front of Henry Comsey. A nice overtake by Max Nut 7. He shows that he is the flying Finn. He is the one that deserves the crown. He is the true Iceman.
And he is the true Iceman. But of course, the man that's going to be happy to see that happening is Michel Rodriguez, because if he looks in his mirror now and he sees that it's not Henry Comsey, it's Max Newt, that's a fantastic news for his championship hopes to hold on to that third position. Brigida Hernandez has managed to go into the gravel on the first corner, and that's allowed Eric Schmendera through up into fourth position. So Ryan Skywalker's not going to be happy to see that, because that's more points for Eric Schmendera to put the gap between himself and Ryan even wider. Even wider. And Ryan said that he had his Rambo bandana on today, but maybe that's not paid off. Maybe that's just blinded him.
We don't know. We will not know.
Nonetheless, the five-way battle continues for first to fifth, although it's not so much of a five-way battle. Now it's more of a first and second battle, because Henry Comsey has really dropped to the back of Max Newt 7. He's lost all the pace that he found earlier on, and he's just not able to hold on to the back of Max Newt and Michel Rodriguez now as they're coming into as they're in the final lap. Around the back end of the circuit here, Max Newt 7 trying to line up with potentially another last corner lunge on Michel Rodriguez. Can he repeat the same move that he just did on Henry Comsey to claim the ultimate Flying Finn title? We'll see. Coming around the hairpin now into Biondetti. That's not Biondetti, is it? That is Biondetti 1 and 2.
That is Biondetti.
Biondetti 1 and 2. Through the S's, Michel Rodriguez holding on to the lead. Still holding on to the lead, but can he hold on for one corner longer? Yes, he can by the looks of it. And so they're coming around the final corner. Michel Rodriguez not at danger of having any lunges happen to him. And down the start-finish strip, Michel Rodriguez finishes the race in first position. Max Newt 7 rounds out in second once again. 2 seconds in a row for Max Newt 7. A great showing for him. Henry Comsey finishes third and loses out on that first place finish that was on the cards because of his own mistake. Eric Schmendera had a bit of an incident on the final corner, dropped him all the way from third to fifth, but he fought back and he's now in fourth position, just ahead of Brigida Hernandez in fifth position. Isaac Gard finishes his race in sixth position, a decent finish for Isaac once again. Exactly what you'd expect from Isaac, a nice solid race and a top 10 finish, which is no less than you'd expect. Battle finishes in seventh position, Nicholas Barrion going around the final corner in a lot of daylight between himself and Look to Scam for 8th position, and so your last 2 points positions look to be going towards Look to Scam and Diego Texero, watching them come across the line. But there we go. I think the big talking point today is Ryan Skywalker not taking part in not getting points in the second race because of a technical issue. What's this going to mean for the championship, do you think?
I don't think it will mean a lot because Eric didn't have a good second race, so it's going to be two amazing final races in the week.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And so we're going to have to speak to our 2 race winners, Michel Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker. Let's see what they're doing. Let's see if we can abduct them. Let's get them both in here. Michel Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker. 2 race winners today. 2 very familiar faces, but I think it's been a while since you 2 have both won a race on the same weekend, isn't it?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
So
I think
both
now it feels.
both very happy with that. Ryan, the official winner of the first race, even if the timing tower didn't quite show it, but we saw it. It happened.
I felt it, don't worry.
But you managed to fend off everyone right in the first race, and you avoided any chaos in the first corner that Eric definitely got involved in. But then, of course, in the second race, Ryan, what happened there? Was it just a technical issue?
Oh man, I'm so gutted. I really I don't know what happened. All I know is I lost connection, and then as soon as I got out of the game, everything just hanged. Like I couldn't do anything. And I had to wait for the computer to sort itself out. And by the time I joined back in, I was already like 2 laps behind. So, oh well, it is what it is.
Well, that's a good attitude to have, but that's obviously devastating for you in the championship fight. But
Yep.
we'll see. Eric Mandera, of course, only finished in fourth position in the second race, so he's not gained a massive amount of points. Of course, you finished ahead of him in the first race, so we'll see how it goes. I assume he's still going to be ahead, but I think you could still have a fight back on your hands in the final weekend, mate. I think maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. May the best man win.
It will be very tight. But of course, I won't ignore you either. Michelle Rodriguez, you did fantastically in that second race. You managed to do a very clean race. You fended off Henry Comsey, Max New, and Eric Schmendera all through the race, and you were getting chased basically the entire race, and yet you managed to fend them off. Was that defensive driving, or were you just sticking to your lines?
No, I was sticking to my lines, and then Eric came when I messed up a little bit, right when we were chasing Henry. Eric came and I distracted Eric by saying, "Don't overtake me." We play this smart by the book. We have Henry behind us. Let's play this smart, Eric. This is what racing came to. Tactical.
This is
But
what
then,
I've said every week. I've said it every week. People overtake too much and they lose time. I'm glad you've caught on to that.
So I told Eric, "Don't overtake me now, overtake me later, but let's catch Henry first, because we're both faster than him. We're just gonna lose time if we fight." And well, he didn't overtake me then. But then he unfortunately spun out. That was unfortunately because Eric was driving a strong race. Otherwise, yeah, I managed to fend off Henry and Max, but that was me just sticking to my lines and just trying to be consistent.
Well, yeah, you did very well. You raced your race, and you raced very well throughout the race. I said race one too many times there. Henry Comsey, how much did your eyes light up when you saw that he was on the grass on the exit of turn 3, and you could just sweep past then? What did that feel like?
Oh, that one! When I saw that, I was extremely happy, and I yelled to Eric, "Now it's our time to shine! Get past them!" But then they bumped into each other, and Eric dropped back, and then he spun out a little bit later. But otherwise, for me personally, it was nice. I felt like, yes, now I can overtake him. Finally, I don't have to battle him too hard.
No, yeah, exactly. And you made the overtake look easy there, and from then you just led the race. So yeah, not too much drama for you, especially compared to Ryan.
Yeah, no, not that much, but I did have a little bit of drama in the first race when I got spun out and dropped back to 19.
We did see this actually. You dropped all the way back. What happened there? Was that one of the back markers colliding with you?
No, one of the guys behind, they thought they could take the inside while being a car length behind, and just spun me out.
We call that the Max Verstappen move.
Yeah, exactly.
One day you're gonna meet Max and he's gonna have something to say.
Yeah, he does watch all of our streams, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And then in the second race, that wasn't clean either. The first corner, I got bumped into the back, almost spun out. I managed to save it, and then I accidentally bumped into someone else, trying to avoid someone else. So it was a little bit of chaos there, but it managed well for me at least.
Yeah, it ended up okay, to be fair. And of course, the championship is getting very tight for the pair of you. Now, obviously, I've already said to Ryan there might be a bit of daylight between Ryan and Eric now, but between yourself and Henry Comsey, Michelle, this is getting really tight because, of course, Henry finished ahead of you in the first race. He was third, you were sixth, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
So lowering the gap to 3, but then of course you finished ahead of him in the second race, so you might end up slightly even further ahead of Henry Comsey coming into the final race. So do you think you're going to manage to hold on to this third position to the end of the championship?
Race pace alone, I think I can manage, but if these back drivers in the back keep punting me, I don't know how much more I can handle.
Yeah, that's part of the variability, isn't it?
I feel like I've been punted every single race this season.
That's part of the community race experience, I think.
I think we will create an award for him, Punter of the Year or something like that. We'll see.
And I think Michelle would win I think it's between you two for unluckiest of the year currently, as it stands.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, but yeah, I'm going to finish on Ryan now. Ryan, I know I've already said to you, but do you think it's on the cards, the championship fight back? Are you going to still be the winner at the end of next week's race?
I'll have to see how the points are after this. I don't even know. We'll have to see what needs to be done and where he needs to be and take it from there. That's the only thing we can do.
We'll see. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. And that's a very level-headed approach. I was expecting you to just go, "Yeah, I'm gonna win." But I mean, maybe next season as well, you can extend the lead out ahead even more. As long as
Hey,
you don't
blood
get
will
any
be
more
spilled. Don't worry, blood will be spilled.
That's the Ryan I was expecting. But well done, guys. Great races from the pair of you and great wins for both of you. Spitslam, do you have any passing questions before we hand them off?
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, good. Well, there we go. Your two race winners for today, Michelle Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker. Well raced, guys. And we'll catch you next week, I'm sure.
Yes, catch you
Have a
later.
nice day.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Well, there you go. The two race winners of the day and a very exciting championship prospect in store for us next week. This time next week, it's going to be the final race of the championship, of course, taking part this quarter of 2022. We'll see how the standings line up at the end of this race. Keith wasn't here today, so I'm sure he'll update them sometime soon. And we'll make sure to relay the information about Ryan being first. But
Well, Keith is online, so
oh, I'm sure he'll get it sorted then at some point. We'll see. We'll see. So at this time next week, we'll know who's won the championship. What's your early prediction? Is Eric going to hold on, Spitslam, or is Ryan going to make a beautiful comeback here?
there is no predicting to be made. It's 50-50. That's what I can say.
That's you definitely wanted to avoid the commentator's curse here, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, I do.
But well, we'll see how it goes. Car and track next week, I'm not entirely sure. The car and track for the Hot Lap Challenge next week will be the Audi R8 V10 at Imola, but we're going to see as to whether we want to race that or whether we want to race something different. I'm sure we'll run a poll in the community and see what the final race is going to be, of course, the championship decider. Nonetheless,
Would be great to let the community choose.
yeah, exactly. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see how it goes throughout the week, and I'm sure I'll update everyone on Discord. Of course, make sure you join the Discord if you want to join the races. If you're still watching, thank you for watching all the way through. And from Mugello and from myself, Adam Chapman, commentating today alongside Spitslam. Yeah, thank you for joining us once again, and we will see you this time next week for the championship decider. See you then, guys.